Hola amigos! Today I'm here to address a common question that often comes up regarding the exercises in my course. It goes something like this. I'm having trouble fitting my bike within the exercise dimensions. Whether it's a circle, figure eight or a U-turn, I just can't seem to make it work. Am I doing something wrong? There can be several reasons behind this issue, but fear not, together we are going to resolve them all. Firstly, it's important to recognize that sometimes the student might indeed be making some mistakes. In such cases, we work together to identify and resolve those issues. However, there are instances where the motorcycle itself plays a huge role. In my instructional book, I purposely designed the exercise dimensions to be average and suitable for most commonly found motorcycles, like BMW GSs, most upright Japanese bikes, Harley Sportsters, touring models and other popular bikes. The motorcycles typically have a turning radius around 8, 9, 10 feet or 2.5–2.7 meters, more or less. So, most of them can fit within the exercise dimensions quite comfortably. Some may find it slightly easier, while others may face a bit more challenge. But overall, the dimensions work reasonably well for the vast majority of motorcycles out there. But there are some motorcycles that, either due to their length or due to small steering angle, simply don't fit. And for them, I have a different, increased set of exercise dimensions. Today, let's delve into the process of determining the turning radius of our specific motorcycle. And we will not only figure it out, but also will master the skills required to confidently maneuver within this minimum possible radius. This knowledge holds significance not only for the sake of exercises, but also for our everyday riding experience. Think about it. We need to know for sure where and how we can execute turns, whether we can successfully navigate through dense traffic or squeeze into tight spots. Knowing our motorcycle's turning radius is a substantial step toward riding with confidence and maintaining control over our maneuvers. So, my friends, let's unravel the secrets of understanding our motorcycle's turning radius and equip ourselves with the skills needed to ride like seasoned pros in any situation. First of all, let's discuss the factors that make the turning radius of a specific motorcycle. It all comes down to two main elements: the steering angle and the lean angle. The more we turn the handlebars and the more our motorcycle leans, the smaller the turning radius becomes. It's worth noting that the steering angle has a more pronounced effect on the turning radius. Allow me to demonstrate. Here I'm keeping the motorcycle upright and sharply turn the handlebars, which results in a pretty tight turning radius. And now I'm not only turning the handlebars, but also introducing a lean angle. This combination further reduces the turning radius, although not to a drastic extent. So, here's what we can gather from all this. Firstly, the reason why motorcycles with a limited steering angle, like sport bikes, cafe racers, and even certain sport naked upright bikes such as the Ducati Monster, despite being pretty compact, have a large turning radius, comparable to or even greater than that of Goldwing, for example. Despite their compact size, they require much more lean angle to compensate for this limitation. It's just the way they are designed. And the second point is that if we want to achieve the minimum possible turning radius, we need to focus on improving our steering technique. Okay, if we need, let's do it then. Our goal is to maximize the steering angle, or in other words, learn how to ride with the handlebars in full lock. The easiest way to practice this is by doing a simple exercise, the circle. You don't need cones for this one, just your motorcycle and some free parking space. Let's get rolling. Start by riding in a circle. Don't worry about the speed or turning radius now, just ride around as you feel comfortable. Now gradually start reducing your speed. Pull in the clutch, Very lightly apply the rear brake and let the motorcycle slow down gradually. Here comes the crucial part. Keep your hands relaxed, don't grip the handlebars tightly and avoid excessive steering input. Now, try to feel what's happening with the handlebars as the motorcycle slows down. You'll notice that the handlebars start turning more and more towards the inside of the turn. The important thing is they do this on their own, without much effort from us. This is the key moment that will help us ride confidently with the handlebars fully turned. Here I try to film that on my camera. Notice how as soon as bike slows down, handlebars turn more, and as I accelerate, they go straighter. Once you've become familiar with how the handlebars behave, it's all a matter of practice. Continue riding in a circle and gradually slow down even further. At some point, the handlebars will reach their maximum turning point. In that moment, it might feel like the motorcycle is about to tip over. It's a common sensation because, when the handlebars are fully turned, the front wheel can no longer self-steer and stabilize the bike. However, there is no need to worry. We're going to let the clutch sort this problem out for us. As usual, when maneuvering at slow speeds, we'll utilize the friction zone of the clutch. Keep the throttle slightly opened and gradually release the clutch to let the motorcycle gain a bit of momentum. The handlebars will naturally straighten and the motorcycle will stabilize. Keep practicing this technique for a while until you feel comfortable. Once you've got the hang of it, there is just one final step. Repeat the same process. Pull in the clutch, slow down the motorcycle and let the handlebars turn towards the inside until they reach the maximum turning point. Now, instead of releasing the clutch and allowing the handlebars to straighten, keep the handlebars fully turned. As you gradually release the clutch, you'll notice that the motorcycle tries to stand more upright. Conversely, if you apply the clutch and brake, the motorcycle will start to lean more. It's in this delicate balance, using the clutch and brake, that we need to find our sweet spot. Once we've mastered this balance, we can ride with the handlebars fully turned for as long as we want. We've learned how to ride with the handlebars fully turned, and that's 80% of the success. Now, there is just one final step: keeping the handlebars fully turned while leaning the motorcycle even further. We can achieve this in two ways, either individually or by combining them. Firstly, we can ride at higher speed. By going faster, the motorcycle will lean more, resulting in a tighter turning radius. However, it's important to note that if we accelerate too much beyond our skill level, or if the tires have poor traction, there is a good chance of spilling and ending up with some unwanted scratches on the bike instead of a good turning radius. But training to push the limits of traction is undoubtedly exciting and interesting. I highly recommend it to everyone. If you are concerned about your motorcycle, you can do what I did. Get some used Chinese motorcycle that you won't mind dropping a lot. Pieces of junk like this have been my best financial investment so far, and I totally recommend them to everyone. The second method that allows us to lean the motorcycle without increasing speed is counterbalancing. Counterbalancing essentially involves shifting our body's weight to outside of the turn. It's as we remain upright on top of the motorcycle while it leans beneath us. The overall center of mass remains the same, but by shifting our weight to the outside of the turn, the mass of the motorcycle leans more into the turn. This allows us to slightly reduce the turning radius. However, it's important to remember that the handlebars must be fully turned. If we are counterbalancing but the handlebars are not fully turned, then counterbalancing becomes ineffective. In this particular case, the priority is to ensure the handlebars are fully turned. By combining these three techniques together, full lock, higher speed and counterbalancing, we can achieve the minimum turning radius. If the motorcycle is riding with the handlebars fully turned and can't lean any further because it starts to scrape the ground, that's the minimum turning radius. It won't get any smaller unless we engage in more exotic techniques, which can be challenging on larger motorcycles. And if we have a tall motorcycle that doesn't easily scrape the foot pegs, then the maximum lean angle will be limited only by the traction of the tires on the asphalt. Discovering this limit may require a couple of spills along the way. Okay, probably more than a couple. However, as I mentioned earlier, even without a significant lean angle, if we learn to ride with the handlebars fully turned, the turning radius will already be quite small, and the lean angle plays a lesser role in this particular situation. That's it for our lesson today. Please don't forget to like and share it, and remember to subscribe, that really warms my heart. And if you are interested in video courses I mentioned earlier, check out my web page, I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you for tuning in, ride safely and have a nice day. See you soon. Bye.